Hi there, Bill with 30-Minute Woodshop. Thanks for joining. Christmas is almost here. So what I want to show you today is how to do a really fast and easy tabletop Christmas tree using a 2x2. All right, so super easy to do. Like always, come down here to 30minutewoodshop.com and you can get a dimension sketch for this. Pretty easy to do. This doesn't take much more than, like I said, a 2x2 and a chop saw if you have it, a miter saw. You don't have to use that. You can do this all with a hand saw. Super easy. So what I'm starting with, like I said, is this 2x2. This is actually a piece of 2x4 that's been cut out. And we're going to be cutting 5 pieces out of this with 45-degree ends on a couple of them and maybe a 36-degree on a couple of them. And then maybe the top is going to be around 30, 32, something like that. Just going to give that, arc, a semblance of an arc through that. Anyway, with all that said, why don't we go over to the chop saw and start laying out cutting. Okay, we're rocking a 12-inch Delta compound miter saw here. If you have a compound miter saw or a sliding miter saw, sliding compound miter saw, one of those, absolutely best tool you could use for this particular project. But you could use a jigsaw, you can use your table saw. Be careful if you're using a table saw. A little sketchy, okay? Make sure you use all the proper safety procedures when you're using a table saw to do this kind of work. All that said, still pretty easy. Set the blade to 45 and zip those things through. And then you can go ahead and make those changes. Pretty easy to do. You can use a hand saw too. All right. Again, super easy. The beauty of this project is that the dimensions are not critical here. Okay. You just got to make sure that you get some differential in length to make that tree. So let's lay the first couple pieces out. Make some cuts. So my first piece is 8 inches long, all right, per the drawing here, and it's going to have a 45 on each end, so that's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to measure 8 inches. Now, I'll tell you this, I'm not making this super exact here, okay? It's pretty close, but I'm not, dialing this in to be an exact 45 because I don't really care. But let's make some noise. Okay, pretty easy, eh? Knock this thing out. Now what I do is glue it together, and when the glue's dried, we'll paint it green and put some details on it possibly, and see what happens, all right? Let's get rid of this whole schmeal here and do some gluing. Okay, one of the things I want to do here, these corners are really sharp, really sharp. So I want to just hit them with a little sandpaper. That way, if my granddaughter knocks it off, it should be pretty soft on her in case it hits her. And all I'm doing is just taking these corners off a little bit, hardly at all, but just so the edges and corners are not quite so sharp. And I'll do that to all these pieces. Now, I'm not doing these edges here, because those are the ones that are going to be touching down. So I want it to be, if not completely invisible, at least somewhat invisible. So I'm just doing the sharp edges that somebody might touch. Let me finish this up and I'll be right back. Well, everything's sanded off, so these corners here are all nice and soft. Still sharp enough to give you some definition, but not super sharp. So all we're going to do here is we're just going to do a real quick glue joint. All right, it's called a rub joint. Put some glue on, put the piece down, rub back and forth. What that does is that forces the glue across the entire surface. So I probably need a little more glue on that. It's a good way to see it if you have enough glue. If you don't have enough glue, you can see that right away. So, quick rub. It also prevents you from having a lot of glue squeeze out. Now we're just going to let this thing sit When we do this, we're not going to be clamping this or anything. It's another reason for using a rub joint. We'll come back in a second and make sure they're all appropriately aligned. And if you get squeezed out, you can always wipe it off. And there we go. Now all we want to do is make sure that it's even left to right. Well, you can already see it's tough to move. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Okay. What if I want to use this piece? Nah, we'll stick with this one. All right, now all we're going to do is let it sit for an hour or so, let it set up, and once the glue's set up, we'll put some paint on it, do some trim work, and it's going to be a really nice little piece. Glue's dried, everything's looking sharp. From this point on, you have a couple of choices. If you wanted to hit this with a sander, you could do that. I'm not going to bother because this is really pretty nice the way it is. All you got to do now is throw in some paint. So I'm just using some Rattle Can Rust-Oleum green. And we'll throw a coat of paint on it and then let that dry up and it'll be ready to rock. And a quick tipping with some white paint. So the beauty of this Ace paint is it doesn't come out, it comes out spotty. So it kind of looks like snow on it. We'll let that dry and the project's done. A fun little project. And a fun little project too. So this is a great one for Christmas. You can build it in no time at all out of a couple of 2x2s, actually one 2x2, and chop it up into pieces, and some glue and a little bit of paint. Longest thing about this project is waiting for the paint to dry. So hopefully you guys give us a chance, give it a try. Go down here to 30minutewoodshop.com. You can pull the, like I said, you can pull the drawing. Check that out. There's also at the bottom here, if you look, you'll find, if you hit more, you'll find links to, pardon me, some of my blogs and my other videos, along with some tools and things that I use. So I hope you got something out of this, and if you did, do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. And hey folks, until next time, good making.